Hello and welcome to tonight's edition of the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Coming to you live from our studios at number 5, Ula Hanson Lane at Tesano in Accra. My name is Charles Osukumi. Coming up. President Akufo-Addo urges constituents of Kumawu in the Ashanti region to massively vote for the NPP's candidate in the upcoming by-election to retain that seat.
NDC omunamho omunsi yentu abama NDC candidate omukasa yewefi omwana.
Ho Teaching Hospital in the Volta region dispels spiritual beliefs about neonatal jaundice and urges early treatment following an increment in reported cases.
Children are not able to walk, they are not able to grow intelligently as they want, they are not able to speak, and they are also not able to hear. But of course, it can also lead to death of these children. And this is the reason why we are talking about newborn jaundice.
Properties worth thousands of Ghana cedis destroyed in a twin fire that hit Kotobabi Abavana Down and Kwame Nkrumah Tiptoe Lane in Accra.
When we got here, we realized the fire had started at the bakery, and from sources we gathered, there's been about, within a year, there's been about 3 minor fires, and this is the biggest so far. So our men quickly had to do well to contain the fire.
And later in the bulletin, Ghana's next music star beckons as Citi TV and Citi FM's Voice Factory auditions conclude with captivating performances by young talents.
For at least for what I've seen today, I have some assurance and some hope that the judges are gonna take me, and I'm just praying for that.
The third judge also said, I think he sees something in me that, yeah, I should, like, he thinks I can do better, so I should just be on standby.
Thank you for making time with us here on the Citi Newsroom. Let's now settle for the details of our stories. The upcoming by-election at Kumawu in the Ashanti region is keeping political parties very busy in the area as all the bigwigs from the major parties are intensifying efforts to ensure victory for their preferred candidate. The by-election at Kumawu is indistinct in many ways because of the emergence of 2 independent candidates with the same name. In the following report, Citi News' Hafiz Tijani looks at the journey to the by-election which comes up on Tuesday, May 23, 2023.
The Kumawu constituency parliamentary seat was declared vacant following the demise of the new Patriotic Party's sitting member of parliament, Philip Baswa. The Electoral Commission was subsequently notified to trigger processes to hold a by-election. Since the announcement by the Electoral Commission on the official date for the by-election, political parties, especially the 2 main ones, the NPP and the NDC, have been preparing their candidates for the upcoming exercise. 2 independent candidates have also emerged to contest the elections. A major concern for inhabitants at Kumawu has been the poor road network, but work started after the death of their MP, though the government insists plans were already underway to fix the roads.
Not because of the by-election?
No. I mean, by-election will not move our government, our party, to go and start development project. Procurement will take not less than 6 to 8 weeks to do. So the fact that you have a contract, there's a contractor, and the contract has been signed and all, within these 2.5 weeks means that it has been done already.
The vigorous construction of the roads here raised concerns about how the government was using its incumbency to its advantage. The candidate for the NDC and an individual who defected from the MPP to run as an independent candidate in the 2020 general election, insist the move by the ruling party will not inure to the benefit of the MPP.
It's making me very, very angry because it's very insulting that it has to take somebody, one of their own, to pass away before they decide to come and fix the roads of Kumewu. But the message I was saying to them is, we are not stupid, and enough is enough. We are taking back our Kumewu, and we are going to make it better.
Are you shaken by that?
They should be shaken. I'm not.
So why should I be scared if they are constructing the roads? And we are not going to vote based on the roads. We are going to vote, and I know the voter, the Ghanaian voter, and for that reason, those from Kumewu constituency are very discerning. They can read through the lines. Okay? Who will represent the best interests of Kumewu at the parliament? I think this is the basic question that they're going to ask. And it's none other than Akwa Kudia.
Here are some constituents sharing their views about the upcoming election.
So of how our MP has passed away, to bring another MP, that is MPP, that one there, I'm not sure say you can go work for those people who are in this town. So as for me, for my suggestion there, I get like NDC will come and see how things will go.
I like the independent candidate because if I've seen what he's telling us and the voice that is giving out, meaning he is coming to help the constituency. Here is really MPP seat. We are for them. But as for the MPD, I'll be going for the independent candidate. Then as for the national, I can say that I'll vote for our candidate.
Ashanti Regional Chairman of the MPP, Bernard Entwibo Siakun, popularly called Chairman Wuntumi, on each campaign platform accused the independent candidate, Kweku Dua, of being sponsored by the NDC.
Sanya NDC for na senatia. Aya day na the poster, why any green poster. The tosumi enu so. Aya day and the akoba election we are. Yabasa aba bato aya 2024. Ete himfa nko obenya sika. Ana wodi aba ba ye saba election we. Enti sesi ano de aya Kwaku Dua ya freno Kwaku Dua ampontua because wati etua.
The NDC, however, denies this claim.
I want to serve notice to every well-meaning citizen of Kumewu that we have nothing to do with the independent candidate. That candidate is not independent. He's pro-MPP, and everyone knows that. He's MPP by blood. So we have two MPP candidates in the race. The MPP original candidate and those two independent candidates against one NDC candidate, Kwesi Amankwa.
The independent candidate, Kweku Dua, who contested in the 2020 election and made inroads in terms of votes, say the people of Kumewu must not allow their conscience.
That 2 days or 1 day thing, and the pittance, the pittance that they will hand out, the 50 cities, the 100 cities, the 1 hour, the 20 cities, is not what is going to change the minds of our people. We know one thing, and one thing only. Who will represent the best interests of Kumewu? Who will bring opportunities to the youth of Kumewu? Who will encourage us to live as one people under one umbrella?
The MPP's candidate, Ernest Yao Enim, is hopeful his party will retain the Kumewu parliamentary seat.
I know my people believe in me, and they are committed to ensuring that we work together as one unit. I believe that once we work as a unit, victory will be our portion. Kumewu, as we all know, is an MPP seat, and once party members are committed to ensuring that we are working together, I believe that victory would be on a silver platter for us.
Another Kweku Dua has, however, emerged as an independent candidate, and his dress code is similar to the first independent candidate who contested in 2020. The independent candidate who contested in the previous election is seen by many as the candidate with prospects. But will he join either the NDC or the MPP in Parliament should he win the election?
If it's mandatory that you have to put your seat among them, I will base that on the attitude that we show during these by-elections.
By-elections in the political history of Ghana are usually characterized by tension and, in some instances, violence. The Electoral Commission says it is ready for the election and wants the security agencies to be firm on that day.
Once anybody is performing legitimate duty, the security people are supposed to protect them. So I will tell them that they will handle anybody without fear or favor. Even if I myself am doing something contrary to the law, they should handle me.
With days to the by-election, the flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama, Vice President Dr. Bawumia, and bigwigs of the major political parties are crisscrossing the constituency to canvass for votes for their various candidates.
Now, political parties are intensifying their campaigns ahead of the by-election at Kumewu. However it goes, the constituents are the best to decide. Hafiz Tijani, Citi News, Kumewu, Ashanti region.
Now let's stay in the Kumewu constituency, where President Akufo-Addo is encouraging voters in that constituency to massively vote for the NPP's candidate in the by-election on Tuesday.
The atmosphere at Kumewu on Sunday, 21st May 2023, was a politically charged one. Ahead of Tuesday's by-election, the two major political parties are on a drive to annex the seat. The four contestants are Ernest Yao Enim of the NPP, Kwesi Amankwa of the NDC, and two independent candidates who share the same name, Kweku Dua. On Sunday, the NPP embarked on a massive rally as all big wings in the party, including the President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, former Trade Minister, Alan Kodo Tremantin, NP for Ascent Central, Kennedy Japan, former Agric Minister Akoto Efriye, and the National Chairman of the NPP, Stephen Ntim, all trooped to Kumewu constituency to rally for victory for the NPP candidate. Speaking at the rally, Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, touted achievements of the NPP and reminded the constituents of what they would miss should they vote for the NDC.
na omba ye ejuma mmakwe umai yenim se NDC omunam ho omunsi yento abama NDC candidate omukasa ye refi omu ana say ye enjin mukai NDC omu hono yeda susumu dum somo efienum enyasa omu pesa yesa kodum sobium musa pesa yesa kodum sobium anasa mu pesa onkonfa akonfema omuko bokina.
On his part, the President of the Republic, Akufo-Addo, endorsed the parliamentary candidate Ernest Yao Enim and urged constituents to vote for him.
Yakwako yeni baba showra baswa nemu akoya brantia fe kama nani da form wakuma pa oba na oba be sommo oba enso party no na mu atitete no waka obia abomo aba be didachi when you didn't call a Jumamua, Yera, Ernest, Yao, and him. Number one, no. And then you. Number one, no. About one on you. Number one is more baby. Number one. I don't know, baby. I want to sign a basino. Who was no now they are the team hall. So say next year. The beer also no one now those are a team hall. Yempe nada candidate beer.
Now, in some other news, the Deputy Minority Leader of Parliament, Emmanuel Kofi Amabua, is calling for an urgent review of Ghana's elderly care policies, including the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty program, citing a worsening situation for the vulnerable elderly population in the country. The MP, who has established an elderly care center and a food bank in his constituency, believes such a move will inure to the benefits of the country. Hence the call. Citi News' Akwasi Animeje has details from Elembele.
Despite Ghana's large youthful population, the country still has a significant number of elderly citizens, many of whom struggle to obtain basic necessities like food. According to the 2021 Population and Housing Report by the Ghana Statistical Service, 341,960 elderly people are living alone, with 62,480 of that number being 80 years and older. Additionally, 25.7% of elderly people are multidimensionally poor. The Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty program, LEAP, was introduced 15 years ago to help alleviate poverty among the extremely poor and vulnerable, but the situation has reportedly worsened. As the first and only MP to personally establish an elderly care center and a food bank to support the elderly in his constituency, Emmanuel Kofi Amabua is now calling for a comprehensive review of Ghana's elderly care policies.
If you look at the landscape of our country, the elderly in Ghana, dimensionally as we speak, are the poorest, basically. And you can describe them when it comes to people who are mostly abused. They are old people. People who are basically described as witches and basically abandoned are old people. These are old people are the people who, quite frankly, struggle to get funds, struggle to get access to healthcare. The old people are really the people that, quite frankly, are mostly abandoned. The challenges for them are very daunting, especially in this period of economic crisis. When the breadwinners are struggling, you can see what impact it has on old people. And that is why this is really the time to bring policies that will really focus on old people.
Amen. On his 57th birthday and the 8th anniversary of the Aya Elderly Care Center, Boa spent time with the elderly in his constituency and outlined his plans for their support.
So many of the old people who have really been to the center for the last 7 years have proven to us that what they really need is their physiological, psychological, and needs. I mean, people that we thought were sick were not really sick. They wanted a chance to come out, to feel loved, and to see their friends and socialize and talk about old time. Those emotional needs are very important when you are old. And this center, the Aya Community Center, has proven that there is the need for us to expand their care for the elderly across the country. And I will use the occasion, we have volunteers who will come, doctors who will come and help us with cataract, eye care problems here. I mean, there are specialized care that we will not have in many parts of Ghana. I mean, how do you expect old people who have cataract to go to Kolebu, spend 1 week there to try to get care? It's impossible.
MP for Jomoro, Dorcas Afotofe, and several beneficiaries of the Aya Elderly Care Center spoke with Citi News, expressing their gratitude for the center's support.
He tried. We, the women, the elders, we are lucky to have that man. Yes, we are lucky to have that man here. And I think God will go on blessing this man to, unless he finish burying us all. So we thank God for him. We thank God for him.
A lot has been said. What I want to tell him on this special day is that God continue to bless him and protect him for us. He's been a blessing to the country, Ghana, and of course the Nzima land. And some of us are privileged to be walking in his steps, and he's been a blessing to us. So we are praying for God's mercy, long life, prosperity, and that everything that he's ever dreamed or dreamt of to do, it will come to pass for him.
Let's now head to the northern region, and persons living with disabilities, especially those in rural communities, are urged to take advantage of the disability fund provided under the District Assembly's Common Fund to improve their livelihoods and meet their basic needs. Many individuals in this category lack awareness of the fund, necessitating increased sensitization efforts. Our northern regional correspondent, Diana Ingwan, reports.
Ghana has established a disability fund as part of its social protection programs under the District Assembly's Common Fund. The fund aims to alleviate poverty among persons with disabilities, covering expenses such as medical bills, school fees, and training. However, despite the existence of this fund, many persons with disabilities can be found begging for alms on major streets. The Disability Fund, which constitutes 3% of the Common Fund, faces various challenges, including delays in disbursements by the government. Nonetheless, individuals with disabilities are encouraged to apply for these funds through their local assemblies.
Our sensitization doesn't get to the people that it is meant for. Or if you stand here on a market day and do sensitization, it ends with people who have come around. If they go and they don't propagate your message, it ends there. Even where you have honorable assemblymen in the communities, where the assemblyman is maybe very far. So it's a matter of how to identify them. That has been a challenge.
The Sablugu Municipal Assembly in the Northern Region recently disbursed over 20,000 Ghana cedis from the Disability Fund to settle school fees for students with disabilities.
Every 6 months we are able to do this for our people. For us, I think that is what we are in for. Having to use their money for any other thing will be too bad on our part as administrators of the Common Fund. Are you getting? So we try as much as possible not to use that funding for any other thing besides disbursing it on people with disability. So that has been it. And I think that we are doing our best. And I think we are just hoping that the money keeps on coming for us to be able to get them through.
Citi News interviewed some of the beneficiaries.
Because we are here to take the money to go and pay our school fees. And our school fees, you know, that it was difficult for us. And our parents, they are poverty, and we get this support from the president or the organization. I hope it will help us for education. And our society, if you are a disability person, and you are working with your colleagues, they will think that you cannot do anything. They will just be respecting you, even in the campus too. They will think that you are not anybody, and you don't have any support. You cannot study well.
Here for our school fees, and we thank them for what they gave to us and what we are going to use it for, and we promise them to use it for what they gave to us. And
I am Diana Ngwan for Citi News.
This is still the Citi Newsroom here on Citi TV. Still ahead in the bulletin. Ho Teaching Hospital in the Volta region dispels spiritual beliefs about neonatal jaundice and urges early treatment following an increment in reported cases. We have details coming up shortly. Please stay with us.
My name is Tina.
I am a person living with HIV. I got to know my HIV status after I gave birth and lost the child because of HIV. In those days, prevention of mother-to-child transmission services had low patronage due to fear and stigmatization. Today, many HIV-positive women have delivered negative children. I follow the guidelines and take my HIV medicine called ARVs every day, as prescribed by my doctor. This makes me strong and healthy, and also prevent me from passing HIV onto any future child. Please avail yourself for PMTCT services when pregnant. It is the only way to ensure you do not pass the HIV onto your baby during birth or pregnancy. If you have tested for HIV recently and it was negative, test again when pregnant to ensure baby and mother are well. Let us work together to have an HIV-free generation.
This is the neighborhood I'm having my twins.
The very reason why I took it for us. See, the price is very good and it's spacious to contain all of us.
Alphabet City. Now I'm a landlord. I don't pay rent. And my Airbnb business is booming.
To me, Pamini, bank and I'm not saying Alphabet City. The pension pay me 20%. The payment plan, I want to share my just say, very smooth.
This is a healthy place to raise our families and creating peace. Come on, be my neighbor.
Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Alphabet City is a classy and peaceful gated community in Sakumono. We have 24/7 top-notch security and high-quality access roads. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, 3 bedrooms and 3 washrooms with boys' quarters. We have 3 bedrooms and 4 washrooms. We have 2 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, all with beautiful kitchens and kitchenettes. Call Alphabet City on 0240-111119 or 050-44-99999. Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Yeah, welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. Let's do some more stories. Now, following a reported increase in neonatal jaundice amongst newborn babies in the Volta region, the Pediatric and Children's Department of the Whole Teaching Hospital is urging parents to seek early treatment to prevent complications. Health workers in the region want parents to discard the notion that the condition is spiritually influenced and rather seek early medical intervention. Citi News' Desmond Selassie Ago has more in this report.
Evidence from recent data reveals an increase in the incidence of jaundice in newborn babies in the Volta region. A total of 720 cases were reported in 2019, 879 cases in 2020, 997 and 1,238 cases reported in 2021 and 2022 respectively. Newborn jaundice affects a staggering number of infants worldwide each year, with approximately 6 out of 10 term babies and 8 out of 10 preterm babies developing jaundice. Cases recorded at the Whole Teaching Hospital are often brought at an advanced stage because parents attribute such ailments to superstition. Speaking to Citi News at the launch of the Newborn Jaundice Awareness Month in Ho, Head of Pediatric in charge of South BMC at the Whole Teaching Hospital, Dr. Bryce Richard Daniel called for increased awareness to prevent the increasing number of deaths and disability relating to newborn jaundice.
Means that these children are not able to walk, they are not able to grow intelligently as they want, they are not able to speak, and they are also not able to hear. But of course, it can also lead to death of these children. And this is the reason why we are talking about newborn jaundice. Now, each year, the Pediatric Society sets up this month to talk about newborn jaundice and make people aware about newborn jaundice. The theme for this year is that we are spotting the yellow and then we are stopping death and then disability. And here in Volta region, newborn jaundice forms about a quarter of admissions of all children below the age of 28 days. And then, of course, it is associated with a lot of diseases, a lot of complications. Now, one of the main reasons we are having this advocacy done is that If you take all deaths among newborns in the first 28 days of life, jaundice alone is contributing to close to about 10% of the deaths among newborns. And this is just the deaths.
In a Citi News interview, specialist pediatrician for Child Health Department at the Whole Teaching Hospital, Dr. Selam Shakasu said, the department has over the years faced several challenges in managing such cases. He admits the department needs more resources to be able to deliver efficiently.
We face several challenges, mainly it's logistics and resources, because to take care of jaundice in the newborn, you need what we call the phototherapy unit, and we have a very low amount in our unit. Currently, the quantity we have is about 6, which is not enough. Looking at the trend of admission rates in terms of neonatal jaundice, we are under stress in terms of managing these babies. So that's the main problem we have.
Dr. Shakasu says the department has embarked on a coordinated awareness question amongst parents who attribute the ailment to superstition, so to prevent the resultant deaths, which he describes as needless.
Some people who believe that jaundice is due to superstitious beliefs, like it's the fault of the mother, a curse from the gods, and so some of them end up either throwing the babies away because they are afraid this is a curse, and to deal with the curse is throw the baby away, or they resort to certain practices that harm the baby's health and even cause them to die. So we as part of our campaign, we are trying to ensure that the public, go away from those practices, because we believe jaundice is curable. Yes. So if you detect it and you come early, the right interventions will help the baby survive and live a normal life like every other person.
The pediatric department of the Whole Teaching Hospital is urging parents to seek early health intervention for their babies to prevent jaundice amongst them. They, however, say the unit or department is under-resourced to manage such cases. Reporting for Citi News from Ho, I'm Desmond Selasiago.
Back now to the Greater Accra region. The Ghana Traditional Council has summoned 5 churches in the traditional area for flouting its ban on drumming and noise-making directive on Sunday. The churches include the Kaneshi and Tesano branches of Winners Chapel, Ghana, the Church of Pentecost J.C. Kwe Worship Center, Kaneshi area, Methodist Church, Mamprobi South Circuit, and the New Pentecost Vision Church International at Atiko. The council says the churches were using musical instruments during service on Sunday, contrary to the 1-month ban on noise-making and drumming, which forms part of the rites preceding the annual Homowo Festival. The leader of the task force set up to ensure compliance with the directive, Numo Nico Amasa II, spoke to Citi News.
If in again, runs, God is so good. Well, you know, I'm trouble. I guess you know, so we say, I'm in face some. Ni Jenuko, I get one was when you are tuning, or Gavan figure the war, or any Asafachonupa, a leader, I'm a somos. Ni so we say, Kanishika Tesano, many of you, I'm in face some, or not an army, somos, or I'm face panel HMA, Kafanga. If I go pressure no fine so far, we not challenges cho fe ameno wo patrol same mami wo standby kenu kuni ame need more am say keke watch e ben kame wo communication chuni wo kame chuni wo kame ko be mo fani ba fe yake ebo wo mna atuwe wo ba le somos koni mrani yo ni akachuni ni wo feshu ake sam wo kusun mo fe mo aye no if yake be pie somo bi e dane ame mali o ke fon wo no akeda na wo bia ba ataka me wo no ni baba ne ke tunjo le baba no jino ofio wo mo fiamo ni wo na ke gbotue ka ta ba ne somos koni ona ne ka bala ke wo bia attack mo ne ka bala ke wo ke me kumeno lo me kumeke wono e ya ta fache ke wote ni a wila me ni bie wonya wodu mo shini ko le amete me ko me fo mo menjin ke ha wo bie ni wo ba kwa me wo chemeke we yue ni akwegbe no mba cho mo fiamo ni ba gbotue me ne sana lo me ni ba lo me ni bi me ne sani ame somos aba ame somos.
Now, properties worth thousands of Ghana cedis were destroyed by fire on Sunday, May 21, at the Kotobabi Abavana Down and the Kwame Nkrumah Circle Tiptoe Lane in the national capital of Accra. Citi News' Daniel Odremensa has the details in this report read by Philip Nilati.
Two separate locations in Accra were engulfed in fire on Sunday. The Citi News team first got wind of an incident at Kotobabi Abavana Down, where a popular bakery known as Angel Bread, some wooden structures, container shops, among other items, were gutted by fire. Some workers at the bakery and residents were seen trying to douse the inferno. It took several fire service tenders to bring the situation under control. Fortunately, there were no casualties at the two separate locations. Some eyewitnesses, including a driver, Michael Awoche, who managed to douse the fire pending the arrival of the fire service tenders, spoke to Citi News.
I can say, "Me top panel. I be say 10 minutes ago. That was 12:40 more. Me top panel. Panel me top me go do few by 10 minutes. Inti by say 12:50 more. My friend me say jato ha. Inti never say me wataka kitu be. One was say me move take anoba. Na me be start edumu jano.
Na ejano enema ben sa ana ahyehye.
The minimum say nura ka kase betina be gina ha be yi esam. Ti minimum say esam de minimum mo dia anyema asan say wo ho de mentimi nkyerɛ say kiosk we obi adwuma kiosk nie makeup na tailor ni wo ho na obi nso provision store wo ho na efie na wa ha no nso obi mu efie nso ahye ntimi nkyerɛ dapa dodo a ahye wa ha mo
na efa ne sɛ ebia obi epra na sɛ obi ewu de wonti bia
obi ampra na obi nso wu ye say ya no start wo ye ni mansa na nti ja obi enwu ye obi nso mpra.
I just passed by like 15 to 20 minutes and I heard some noise. People are shouting, so I rushed to come and watch what is going on. So when I reach here, I can see that there is a fire burning at, let me say, Angel Bread, where they are doing their bakeries. There is a fire over there. So I rushed to where the transformer is. I'm an electrician. So I rushed to where the transformer at our area there, and off the transformer, move the fuses so that the light too can, the fire will not burn the high tension, or let me say the cable. So when I reach here, I can see people are here struggling about water, them things. So they call the fire service to come and help us. You can see how dirty I am. I'm trying to off the fire. All of us, we are forcing to off the fire, but because of the fire is high, we can't off it.
ADO2 Alex Nete is with the Public Relations Department of the Ghana National Fire Service, and he spoke to Citi News.
Received a call about a fire at Abavana Down. The unfortunate part for our service was that we have the station that responds to fires here is Abilimpe. And at that time, Abilimpe was proceeding to another fire at La Paz, Niboy Town. So we had to call on our men from Circle Fire Station to attend to the fire. You would bear with me that looking at the distance from Circle to this place is quite a distance, and how big our plans is. But our men did their best to get to the scene on time. When we got here, we realized the fire had started at the bakery. And from sources we gathered, there's been about, within a year, there's been about 3 minor fires. And this is the biggest so far. So our men quickly had to do well to contain the fire. Even though the fire had spread due to the number of wooden structures around, our men were able to confine the fires to a certain area, because as you can see, all these houses were not affected. It's just within that area that is mostly inhabited by slum dwellers. So far it was a hectic task for our men, but I think it's a fire that's under control now.
Meanwhile, some 10 shops that deal in phone accessories at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle Tiptoe Lane have also been destroyed by fire. The cause of the fire, which started around 2 p.m., is yet to be established. Some eyewitnesses shared their frustrations with Citi News.
We own the completely burnt shop. Yes, it's our shop.
Can you tell us what happened?
We actually heard that the fire started from the back. We don't know where it started from. But by the time we realized, everything was gone. It has burnt everything. Even though the fire service was swift, but the intensity of the fire took it has taken everything away. All we can boast of is the ones you can see on the ground. Apart from that, there's nothing. We took nothing.
What actually caused the fire?
I don't know. We will leave it to the experts to determine. But for now, I don't know.
I came here to rest, like to take a rest. So we were here when we saw after this shop, there is 4 shops after. The last but one shop, we saw smoke coming out from the shop. So when we saw circle there, we don't joke with smokes because we know how this place is. So when we saw the smoke coming, we started shouting. Oje shio circle shio insuo bao insuo ha shia. So the guys started coming and they saw the smoke coming inside the shop, but it was upwards. So they started breaking the shop. Some of them were trying to break the padlock, but yes, still they couldn't. So they called one weather guy. He came to destroy the padlock. When they opened the shop, the fire has already gotten to the other side. So there was lots of smokes here. You can't go near it. So we started pouring water. We called the fire service when they saw the smoke, and they were trying to quench it. It wasn't quenched. So they called the fire service, and they told them here, the one that's here, they said there is no water. So they should try another fire service people. You understand? That place, when we called them, it's like 1 hour, 10 minutes before they go. By the time they got here, that area where the water started, the fire has destroyed everything.
Here is ADO2 Alex Nete with the Public Relations Department, the Ghana National Fire Service, speaking to Citi News.
Yes, I'll concede there was a bit of a delay looking at the distance. That's because our men here were responding to that fire. That fire is also equally important. No fire is more important than any fire. So the challenge was that because our men were responding to that fire, that's where there was a bit of a delay. But as a service, we are committed to always make sure that when we get to the scene, there are some shops that are bent. What is bent? The trees will say they are anchor, but what is left is what we do well to protect from burning. So the way we operate, people do not understand. When they come and then we are trying to cool off other places from burning, they tell you, hey, you're not sure why are you not here? But that's not how we operate. When we come, we make sure that there's no life at stake. We make sure that if there's someone trapped in there, we rescue people, make sure that lives are saved, then we fight the fire. So as at now, the fire started around 2 p.m. As you can see, we are here, and we might probably even be here till late night until the fire is totally extinguished.
Let's now do some health news. Health professionals at the National Radiotherapy, Oncology and Nuclear Medicine Center have expressed worry at the increase in cases of breast cancer in the country. According to them, the number of new cases has risen from 425 in 2018 to 661 in 2022. The health professionals have thus advised women to regularly visit health facilities to get examined for breast cancer for early detection and treatment. Citi News' Anne Sheliziwu has more in this report.
Alarmed by the increasing numbers of new cases of breast cancer in the country, the National Radiotherapy, Oncology and Nuclear Medicine Center at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital has set out to reach out to the public to sensitize, educate and screen women for breast cancer for early detection and treatment. This also forms part of activities to celebrate 25 years anniversary of the center. Health professionals at the center visited the House of Hope Assembly of the Assemblies of God Ghana Church at Mamprobi, Accra, for a screening and blood donation exercise. Resident oncologist at the National Radiotherapy, Oncology and Nuclear Medicine Center at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Juanitan Kansa said, early detection guarantees a greater chance of cure, hence the screening.
When you come to National Center for Radiotherapy, Oncology and Nuclear Medicine, as of 2018, actually, the new cases of breast cancer that recorded was about 425. In 2019, it increased to 521. That is new cases only. In 2020, it was 527. In 2021, it was 607. And then in 2022, we got 661. So we realized that over the years, we keep having higher number of new cases. So the cases are actually rising per our statistics at our center. Yes, so that's why there is a need for us to all come together to make breast cancer awareness stand, and not necessarily in October alone, but we want every woman, every man to be aware of breast cancer. And then we also have frequent breast screening, and also teach them how to examine themselves to help curb the situation.
Head pastor of the House of Hope Assembly of the Assemblies of God Ghana Church at Mampobi, Accra, Reverend Dr. Daniel Ampia, who expressed his gratitude at the gesture of the health professionals, advised Christians to be open to such health outreach as it will help in early detection and subsequently prevent any health emergencies.
This is in connection with our 50th anniversary that we are celebrating this year. So as part of our civic responsibility to our nation, Ghana, we collaborated with them to come over, give us some talk, awareness of our health, and also do donation and check our breast, which of course I've done. I've checked my breast. That's from the book of Luke chapter 4, verse 16 to 19. Jesus said that I've been anointed to preach the good news to the poor, to heal the sick, the brokenhearted, and also bring sight to those who are blind. And if you look at this contextually, you see that Jesus came to work on our minds, our spirit, our soul. So I see the church today that we have shifted the pendulum too far. We are only looking at the spiritual aspects, but the psychological aspect, the emotional aspects, that feeding the soul of the people, we've neglected it. So this exercise is so important to us as a church.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom here on Citi TV. Still to come. Ghana's next music star beckons as Citi TV and Citi FM's Voice Factory auditions conclude with captivating performances by young talent. The news is back in a jiffy. Please don't go away.
If you're a whiz kid that collects straight A's in your sleep, a brainy brains that aces quizzes without even trying, or a clever clogs that knows just about everything, then there's one more battle you have to win: the Literacy Challenge. The nationwide search for the best junior high student is on. Think it could be you going home with 10,000 Ghana cedis and a glitzy trophy? Then, in not less than 600 words, write a story that ends with the following statement: the happiest people do not have the best of everything, they make the best of everything they have. Stories should be written in your own handwriting with the deadline of Saturday, the 15th of July 2023 in mind. Submissions must include an endorsement by a parent or guardian and their full contact details. And once you're done, shoot off your entries to the front desk of Citi TV or Citi FM. Or you can send entries to PO Box GP 14123 Accra Central. For more inquiries, call 0558 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2023 is powered by Citi TV and supported by Citi FM.
Now, the final day of auditions for Citi TV and Citi FM's music reality show, Voice Factory, came off on Sunday with bold and enchanting performances by young talents who are hoping to become Ghana's big music personality. Citi News' Akosio Tree monitored the auditions keenly and has come through with this report.
The many talents aged 18 to 24 years who showed up on the second and last day of the Voice Factory auditions the opportunity to explore was a major motivating factor. From the time they were welcomed to the moment of convincing the judges by their performances, the exuberance of the various talents was in no doubt. Talents from places such as the Upper East region, specifically Chiana, represented all music genres, including rap, dancehall, Afrobeat, highlife, gospel, and reggae, were also represented. The vocal talents demonstrated promise following their delivery, creativity, uniqueness, confidence, and stagecraft.
She got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Work it out and move. Work it out and move.
Well, others tried to impress the judges, but luck was not on their side.
I know say I've been gone for a long while. Where they go, but I know the peak.
You promise to be very, very, very disappointed. It is not a nasal. Steven.
Don't try gangsta man. And if you dare try gangsta man, don't say me irate.
Thank you for coming. Yeah, I like your white.
It's my talent and the school I completed in the Tsunami region. It's also a music school. So through that I was able to have some idea about music. Until today, I never knew I still have a lot of work to do when it comes to my voice.
The auditions got more intense as the shortlisted participants got one more opportunity to impress the judges during the second round of the day in order to be part of the top 10.
I find you, I give you all you need. I know what you like. Oh yeah, I feel it coming.
Following the completion of the audition for the 2023 Voice Factory, the next process is to look out for the ones who qualify to be part of the main competition.
We've got some really good singers, and I think they are workable. I was impressed by a few of them, which is a good thing because we want really amazing singers on the show this season. So I think so far so good. Well, I'll say from experience, I've seen people actually come from nothing to something, and it's just because they were not given the opportunity to actually be in that environmental space. And I think Voice Factory is just doing that, and I think it's the right thing. Definitely they'll be coached. There's a music director, there's a band, all these things will play a lot in what they're going to get and what's going to improve their talents, basically.
The top 10 will be selected to be in the contest. What are you looking out for from these contestants?
I'm looking for a lot of things, but I can summarize it into dedication, actually putting themselves into everything that they want to do, listening to instructions, advice, especially getting themselves in a space whereby they can improve themselves or their voices during the period of the show. So they need to learn.
Apioko Serioma Sean Abbey is head of programs production at Citi FM and Citi TV, and she speaks about the processes.
It's blown my mind. This isn't the first time I've been on Voice Factory, right? Years ago, I began this journey. The kinds of voices, and they're so fresh, so new, green, unassuming. Somebody walks in and you can't really tell, and I've learned this over time, you can't really tell what's going to come out of a person's mouth just by looking at them. And there have been so many surprises along the way. But I can tell you that by the time we do get around to whittling down to the top 10, and that's going to be very difficult, I must assure you, we will have a very bold, bright, and stellar top 10. It's going to be a fierce competition. And again, it's not just about competing to win 20,000 Ghana cedis. Let me not dumb it down to 10. It's 20,000 Ghana cedis, right? It's not just about the bragging rights. But the kind of judges we've also had, you've seen them. These are professionals who have carved niches for themselves, who know the business of music. They know how to turn nothing into stardom.
Okay, so with the top 10 finally, how are they going to be announced and on what platforms will they be announced on?
We'll do a big reveal, of course, Citi TV, on Citi FM. We just may invite you. Maybe some of you may be invited to come for the reveal, but people should stay tuned to Citi TV, Citi FM. Also follow all our social media pages and see. You'll see the judges conference, for example, where they will sit down and whittle down to the 10 that we need to go into the live shows. On the 10th of June, that's when we will begin the season, where everything that we've done here today, people are just getting snippets of it through your report and, all the things that we're showing on our social media pages, but people haven't seen it all put together. So from the 10th of June, the season begins, and you see that. And then we go into the live shows, and people should get ready to vote. People should get ready to cry. People should get ready to get attached and fall in love with the people who they're seeing on the screen. And it will be a brilliant experience, I can assure you that.
The auditions are over. The judges will be left to make that tough decision of selecting the top 10 who would be in the competition proper. That's the season 5 of Voice Factory on Citi TV. Now, these top finalists will eventually go through a thrilling journey, navigating through 12 weeks of themed competition. There will be a series of elimination and then finally to the grand finale. Stay tuned on Citi TV as we bring you episodes of the auditions. Reporting for Citi News, Akusia Ochre.
And that'll be all for tonight's edition of the Citi Newsroom. Our website, citinewsroom.com, has more information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to CitiTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV. My name is Charles Osukumi. Many thanks for watching.
If you're a whiz kid that collects straight A's in your sleep, a brainy brains that aces quizzes without even trying, or a clever clogs that knows just about everything, then there's one more battle you have to win: the Literacy Challenge. The nationwide search for the best junior high student is on. Think it could be you going home with 10,000 Ghana cedis and a glitzy trophy? Then, in not less than 600 words, write a story that ends with the following statement: the happiest people do not have the best of everything, they make the best of everything they have. Stories should be written in your own handwriting with the deadline of Saturday, the 15th of July 2023 in mind. Submissions must include an endorsement by a parent or guardian and their full contact details. And once you're done, shoot off your entries to the front desk of Citi TV or Citi FM. Or you can send entries to PO Box GP 14123 Accra Central. For more inquiries, call 0558 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2023 is powered by Citi TV and supported by Citi FM.
Regardless of what your point of view may be, he holds a mirror for you to see the reflection of reality.
2 young men, brilliant student, best student in his school. He says, I believe in this as my identity, my religion. You say no. You won't take him because it breaks discipline. I think we should not be at the wrong side of history.
Dispassionate opinions that shape your point of view.
As for the president's credibility in terms of anti-corruption, I'm afraid to say it's in tatters.
An analytical and non-partisan
I'll give you a
point of
proverb,
view.
and I can proverb. So Patrick Kwaso be Mountoma, Tienidin. This year, forget it.
Dialogue that informs your socio-political point of view.
I'm young enough to wait for God's opportunity tomorrow, and I'm not in a haste.
Are you lacing your boots for 2024?
Absolutely not.
You are not lacing. What time you see the shoe I've been wearing? Whether they are even boots? No, it's not Kambu.
A chance for the duty bearers to provide the citizens with an honest point of view.
We are being given rare and privileged access to a building which is part of the National Operations Directorate.
And we are so determined, to fight all manner of crime. Even the broad daylight robberies that we're seeing and the footage saying, we can say that we are going all out, to make sure that we contain them.
Educative chit-chat from the expert's point of view.
No, there is. In fact, that rumor has been said about so many vaccines. People said the tetanus vaccine causes infertility, and we are trying to make our women infertile. No, it's not true.
On the Point of View with Bernard Avle, every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. only on Citi TV.
If you're a whiz kid that collects straight A's in your sleep, a brainy brains that aces quizzes without even trying, or a clever clogs that knows just about everything, then there's one more battle you have to win: the Literacy Challenge. The nationwide search for the best junior high student is on. Think it could be you going home with 10,000 Ghana cedis and a glitzy trophy? Then, in not less than 600 words, write a story that ends with the following statement: the happiest people do not have the best of everything, they make the best of everything they have. Stories should be written in your own handwriting with the deadline of Saturday, the 15th of July 2023 in mind. Submissions must include an endorsement by a parent or guardian and their full contact details. And once you're done, shoot off your entries to the front desk of Citi TV or Citi FM. Or you can send entries to PO Box GP 14123 Accra Central. For more inquiries, call 0558 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2023 is powered by Citi TV and supported by Citi FM.